The final puzzle is the ultimate challenge in Resident Evil Requiem that can only be completed by triggering a series of convoluted steps. This guide will cover only the essentials of what needs to be done in order to complete the challenge in the most efficient manner. There will be spoilers in the form of important information, and as usual, useful timestamps can be found in the video description. First off, we can complete this puzzle on any difficulty, though I would recommend doing it on either casual or standard modern so that making manual saves is easy. The first step of the puzzle requires us to find Mary's doll in a form that we can pick up and add to our inventory. To do that, we will need to play through the main story of the game until reaching the basement of the Rhodes Hill Care Center, where we must track down and rescue Emily. This objective involves the sub-objective of collecting 3 joint plugs. The last of these involves making our way to the processing pool, and this is where the first step of the puzzle is. When we arrive at the processing pool, we need to wait to drain the pool. I'm not sure it's absolutely necessary, but waiting at least 15 minutes for bodies to drop into the pool was long enough to meet the requirement of the challenge in my game. Fortunately, that gives you more than enough time to watch through the rest of this video and prepare for future steps. I've sped things up here to pass the time more quickly. After at least 15 minutes have passed, I recommend making a manual save at the nearby station. We can then drain the pool. If anything goes wrong in this next step, revert back to that manual save before draining the pool to try again. Do not revert to any automatic saves. After draining the pool, we will need to jump down and survive processing, while also ensuring the maximum amount of live zombies are processed. That means we need to avoid defeating any zombies and instead just stun and, when absolutely necessary, shove them into the grinder. I was doing this on casual difficulty and so needed to be very careful here. I found the best strategy was to sort of kite zombies towards the blades, then shoot them once in the face to stun them. Just have your fingers crossed that you don't land any critical hits. When you hear the speaker over the intercom say that processing is almost complete, use pushes if necessary to send any remaining zombies into the blades before they stop spinning. Once the process has finished, we can collect the final joint plug and make our way out through the nearby vent. This next step may not be necessary, but I do believe it will allow us to check if we did the previous step correctly. After landing in a pool of blood, we can climb out and drain it by pulling the nearby lever. We should eventually get the exact message, "A ton of blood flowed out." If it says that only "a lot of blood flowed out," then it might mean the last step was not completed correctly. This happened to me the first time around, so I went back to my manual save that I made after waiting 15 minutes, then drained the processing pool almost immediately and did the processing step over again. That second time around, I got the "a ton of blood flowed out" message, and everything else went well from there on out. Even if you get that message, I recommend keeping the manual save from before draining the pool until after we've obtained Mary's doll. In any case, we will then need to reacquire the remaining joint plugs and rescue Emily, and this can all be done at your own pace. There are no more steps in the underground area for the final puzzle. Once we've gotten back to the main level of the Rhodes Hill Care Center, we should turn around and pick up the severed hand, then make our way to the guard office save room. This part is important. We want to make a manual save here that we can return to after we've done everything else in order to complete the final puzzle as quickly and easily as possible. It will be some time before we can come back to this save, so make sure to remember where it is and do not overwrite it. We actually don't need to do anything with the severed hand right now. All we need to do is make our way to the bathroom in the west wing of the care center. Once there, we need to enter the first toilet stall on the left, 1F, and flush the toilet at least 8 times. I did it 9 times and everything was fine, so that works too. Doing all steps covered so far should trigger the next step of the final puzzle, which is the appearance of a special version of Mary's doll that we can pick up. It will be found in the Care Center Courtyard when we have to go into an underground facility to find the helicopter key. Make sure you have at least 2 to 3 open slots in your inventory before heading in, 1 for the key and 1 for the doll. This section is fairly short, so quickly make your way through the facility until just after getting past where you pick up the helicopter key and the cutscene that follows. We can then walk through the nearby door to find a save station, and I recommend saving here just in case you somehow fail to pick up Mary's doll. From there, we will need to start making our way through the escape route using the zombie extinguishers if necessary. After making it into the second room, a short cutscene should play out in which a giant vat of blood shatters to the ground, and this is the moment of truth. If all prior steps covered in this video were completed correctly, we should see Mary's doll lying in the blood at the foot of the nearby staircase that leads out of the facility. Unlike the other dolls in the game, this version of the doll will be added to our inventory, assuming we have room for it. This brings us to the next conundrum for completing the final puzzle. We now have Mary's doll, but we've already passed the point on this save file where we need it in order to complete the final puzzle. Because of that, the next step we need to complete is to get Mary's doll to be permanently added to Grace's storage container on all save files. For that to happen, we will need to complete the rest of the game on this save file, the one that we picked up Mary's doll in. That's another reason why completing the challenge on an easier difficulty is recommended. It will make getting through the rest of the game a much quicker and easier process. From my own experience, I was able to get through the rest of the game in about 1 hour and 30 minutes on casual difficulty by just rushing through. Also, I'm not sure if it's crucial to getting Mary's doll to show up in all save files, but I also made sure to have Mary's doll in Grace's inventory when beating the game, and I also chose to release Elpis for the final sequence of the game. So if you want to play it safe, then make sure to do the same. After beating the game with Mary's doll in our possession, we should now find that doll in the storage container while playing as Grace on any and all save files. We now have all required pieces in place to complete the final puzzle. All that's left is to do it. If you'll recall, I recommended that we create a manual save just after rescuing Emily from the underground and picking up the severed hand. This is where that comes into play. We can now load up that save and go to our storage container to find Mary's doll. With Emily in our arms and both the severed hand and Mary's doll in our inventory, we are ready. Our first stop will be the blood lab, where we can use the laser microscope to analyze the severed hand. I forgot to clear out the zombies along the path to the lab, so it was a bit of a close call getting there safely. Analyzing the severed hand at the laser microscope should allow us to complete the next and last step of the final puzzle, and also give us a clue on how to solve it. For that final step, we'll need to make our way up to the lead researcher's office. Also, I mentioned that analyzing the severed hand gave us a clue on how to solve the puzzle, and it was specifically in the codons that are listed on the screen after analyzing the hand, and how they relate to other hints that are spread throughout the game. The Resident Evil community put a lot of impressive work into solving all those hints, and I encourage reading into it a bit more if you're curious. I can only imagine how long it would take any one person to figure all of this stuff out on their own. Fortunately, we don't need to do all that work, we just need to enter the solution at the puzzle box in the lead researcher's office, where we obtained the quartz cube earlier in the game. Making sure one last time that we have Mary's doll in our inventory and Emily in our arms, and after analyzing the severed hand at the microscope, we should now be able to interact with the puzzle box a second time and enter the following sequence. Sun, sun, star. Sun, moon, star. Sun, moon, sun. Moon, star, moon. Entering that sequence will be immediately followed by a laugh playing over the nearby intercom. Doing this while we have both Mary's doll in our inventory and Emily in our arms will trigger a congratulatory message and completion of the final puzzle challenge. We can then go to the challenges menu to collect our reward, 20,000 CP. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comments where I will do my best to help. If you want to see more great content, you can head over to my channel, and if you're new, consider subscribing. You're helping me feed my cat. Her name's Marshmallow. Have a great day. If you're here today, have a great Tuesday and a great week. And as always, thanks for watching.